This is the S&P 500 1-month overview reading for February 2022. The current date and time is January 26th, 2022 at 8:17 p.m. So the theme and overall behavior, the first thing that I notice is both cards, the theme and the card that crosses it, are both water. It does look like a down month just based on several factors. The theme card and its crossing are water. We have a lot of down. Failure card, strife, ruin, universe, death, coward, queen of discs. These are all pretty good indications. Priestess. However, also looking at the ESO meta portion, the notes basically show the major highs towards the end of the month and the the major lows at the end of the month and the major highs at the beginning of the month, which generally that generally indicates you're going lower. So we have a sideways S on a fluctuation, which is like a decline with an incline and then another decline, and it's a sideways S between support and resistance level. And then the ace of crossed with the ace of cups. So these will be big moves. These will be like, from low to high, it'll be a big move. That's also indicated here with some of this ruins, reverse clairvoyant anchors that I use. Successful conclusion, deliverance. This is a really good indication of strong high, and then major increase from the month's low based on these ruins. The behavior around the high as well. To get to the high, it's going to be like a really quick, swift move out of a really tough situation at a support level, and we move all the way to a resistance level, like major ones. Looks like we hit the low. We hit a low in the month twice, where we see devil card correlations and universe card correlations is where we will likely see those. Matter of fact, actually looks like there will be two trades at the low. So probably two lows based on what I'm seeing here so far. All right, so and then it's a major support level is the low for the month, or lows for the month. We have misdirection, so there's going to be some attempts to make it look like we're going further to scare people. And a sharp moves indicated by the universe card, which will bring us to the low. Some other things to point out: the new moon was the last day of January. Right, we had a lot going on here. It's the new moon, right? It's Monday. The devil card and the princess of discs. This had all the same correlations. The princess of discs had all the same correlations that Monday the 24th did, which, as of this reading, was the major low. With some real volatility. I mean, it went like all down and then almost all the way back up, and actually all the way back up and into the green. A lot of money to be made there. And so that's Queen of Discs. Looks to me like we revisit the same price level, roughly the same price level that we met on Monday the 24th and Wednesday the 26th. Definitely opportunity to cash in there, right? New moons correlate, generally speaking, they coincide with market tops, and full moons, they coincide with market bottoms. So we have Senate highlighted. There's a trade opportunity on Tuesday the 1st. The Senate is highlighted, and we drop from a resistance level down to a support level. The resistance level is a local high, and then the support level that we drop to is going to be a local low. And it looks to me like that's the trade opportunity there around that local low. Wednesday the 2nd, we have a real big move to the upside, possibly creating like a whole new, like a higher resistance level, bigger range, if you will, pushing the top of the range higher. There's a local low on Tuesday the 2nd. There's also either a sharp U-shaped dip or a J-shaped dip, and some volatility there, obviously, because it's a big move to the upside as well. Tower card influence there, and then likely a good place to trade, or to take some profits either there or the following morning, because the following morning we have a correlation with the month's first main high. We also have another correlation there to a sharp U-shaped or J-shaped dip, and then we have a local high correlation on Friday the 4th, and that's a big push. So first off, you've got the Aeon card out of a low, right? And then the next card being the Fortune card. In a lot of cases, that indicates a new high, or I don't think we're in a position for an all-time high here, but that's if we were making new all-time highs, that would indicate a new all-time high. In this case, it's probably just a significant top, and it looks to me like it's probably actually like it's going to be on Thursday the 3rd or Friday the 4th. But you've got two super bullish cards there. Actually, out of the low is the gain card as well. And then we also have, there's going to be big move on the Friday the 4th. Trade opportunity there. It's also the first day after, Thursday the 3rd, we have Mercury retrograde now going station. It's the station direct, where it's still in the sky, and kind of have like a stall out for the day. And the following day we have a big push to the upside, big push to like a distant resistance level. We open on Monday the 7th at another month's high, and or we rally into it just slightly, but we break down through a diagonal trend line, and reach a local low, with volatility picking up on as we move lower. Sharp decline is involved on that day. Sharp U-shaped dip, and or a sharp straight decline, and or a sharp J-shape. It's probably going to be a J-shape or a U-shape, but like a big move to the downside, right? And we have a local low on Monday, so we have correlation for a month's top, and then a correlation to a local low same day. Looks like we gap up on Tuesday the 8th. Trade opportunity in the morning. We have a local high, and we also have another correlation to the Ace of Cups, or U-shaped, a big U-shaped dip or a J-shaped dip. There's an unexpected gain there. yeah, unexpected gain, and what I see here is there's a big drop that takes place on the end of like the end of the like before the close, like the afternoon of Tuesday the 8th, or more likely the morning of Wednesday the 9th. There's a really big move to the downside after surprise failure, like something that people were counting on to come to fruition, and they were expecting it to come to fruition. It ends up not panning out, and there's a surprise failure as a result, and this will be a big drop to the downside. It's correlated with the Tower card. So far I've already seen in the first 2 weeks there's already 4 correlations to the Tower card, which bodes for the downside, bodes well for bears. Looks like we have a week's low. Yeah, we have a week's low Thursday morning, Thursday the 10th. And we also have a week's high, it looks like, in the afternoon of you know what? Week's high is going to be like Tuesday morning. Monday. Week's high is going to be Monday and possibly again on Wednesday morning, but there's a sharp drop there. So using that Tuesday push higher, I'll be buying some puts. And then it looks like Thursday morning at a local low, or somewhere in Thursday the 10th at a local low after a sharp drop. There's 2 Tower cards consecutively in these days, correlated to these 2 days consecutively. And much ground is covered based on what the rune's telling me as well. Yeah. So the week's high is Monday, Tuesday-ish. Second week 2's high is Monday, Tuesday-ish. The first week's high is going to be like Thursday, Friday. All right, and then we're going to have the revisiting of a crest that was a good opportunity here on Thursday the 10th as well, in the midst of some erratic back and forth behavior. There's an opportunity to add a crest that we revisit. The following day, Friday the 11th, we find ourselves, the S&P, we find in overbought territory on the RSI, and there's much profit taking from that. And by overbought on the RSI, I mean like a 80 or higher. Okay, and then over the weekend there's a big gap down. Over the weekend there's a big gap down. Yeah, there's a big gap down. We have a failure Monday. Decline through multiple support levels. However, Tuesday the 15th, we have 2 big moves in opposite directions that equal each other out. It's kind of like a wave. It'd be like up and then back down. 2 big moves, and it looks like at that peak, which may very well be, it'll be another major peak, crest, or high for the month on Tuesday the 15th. And I'm advised to take some protection there. That's also the day before the full moon, which, like I said earlier, it coincides. Generally speaking, full moons will coincide with market bottoms, local bottoms. Generally, they come a few days beforehand, but all bets are off during retrograde or its influence. We definitely have like a big move to the downside. Yeah, there's a lot of movement up and down on the 15th. We have a low. We have a local low and a local high on Wednesday the 16th. A big move to the upside out of um, a local low, looks like, which is also trade opportunity. The following day, we move higher as well. Effectively turning resistance level into new support. And there's a trade opportunity there. Okay, and then big day on there's a really big day here on Friday the 18th. The Ace of Discs, opportunity to cash in and reinvest. We have a local high correlator. We have a rally indication in my anchors, my clairvoyant anchors. And then I've got 3 local lows and a trade opportunity all here on that day. Prince of Discs, so around sideways rotation that turns into much more bullish kind of behavior towards the end as it picks up momentum. There's also a sharp drop to a low. A male leader, ruler of nations, is highlighted around one of them, and then also we have a sharp drop to a support level, at which point we bounce around sideways with some rotation at one of the 3 local lows there on that day. Yeah, so take a look. That's the 18th. I didn't get that far in my SO meta yet, but as far as the reading is concerned. Yeah, okay, so multiple lows, right? Interesting. It's kind of a wild day. I'm also advising myself here to open some protection at the end of the week on Friday. Yeah, it looks like Friday, somewhere in Friday, I'll open up some protection. Because we revisit a major opportunity at a support level low after a sharp decline due to something global. And it's also a fake out. There's an intentional fake out in there intended to make humans do something impulsive. We have a sharp U-shaped dip correlator there as well, and 2 trade opportunities. Then the following day, we have an equally big day on the 22nd, as we did on Friday the 18th. It's an opportunity to cash in again. Looks like a trade opportunity in the early morning, in the midst of a sharp decline highlighted involving a male ruler. They're highlighted in the reason behind why there's a sharp decline there. And then also, another drop to a support level and then bullish rotation along that support level, picking up momentum as it moves through time. The trade opportunity, and it looks like the morning of the 22nd, Tuesday the 22nd, and then we have a notable move higher to a local high in there as well. It's from that local high that we have a sharp drop. Prince of Discs at the support level we're rotating. At one of the lows there, that's an opportunity, a trade opportunity. When we move higher along a diagonal trend line, breaking through a horizontal support level, breaking through a horizontal resistance level, meeting a second resistance level, and then pulling back to somewhere in between those two price levels. And that's the behavior. A lot going on there on the 22nd. We have another significant bottom. It's Tuesday, possibly again on the 23rd. In the midst of this death card, there's also a tower correlator there as well. Sharp U-shape or J-shaped dip is correlated here as well. Yeah, it looks like we have major low, on Tuesday, possibly again on Wednesday. It looks like it's possible, and I mean that we're revisiting a great opportunity. It looks like we're revisiting on Monday. We revisit an opportunity that we had on the 18th, Friday the 18th as well. So lots going on there towards the end of the month. And then Mercury storm's influence finally departs, and look at that, all the red disappears, the end is green, right? We move higher on the 24th, Thursday the 24th, bumping along resistance levels. We meet a local high there after a big push to the upside, a big push due to the sun card. And we'll bump along resistance levels. We possibly break through one or two or three or however many, but we'll be bumping along them the majority of the theme for the day. There's a trade opportunity on the 24th in the midst of a selling from a crest, if you will. There's selling down to a support level, through the support level, and then back up to be above that same price level finally. And then another sharp decline after 3 failed attempts to break through a key resistance level on that Monday the 28th. Yeah, so 3 spikes through the same price level, and then after that third spike, there's a sharp drop. That'll likely be a U-shaped or J-shaped dip as well. But there's also some significant clairvoyant anchor impressions coming through. A sharp decline associated with Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again on that 28th. I think there's a major trade here between the 8th and the 10th. I'm going to be making a trade there between the 8th and the 10th. It looks like I'll be buying some protection, some puts. On the 10th, sell on the 10th. Okay. There's a trade opportunity on the 1st. From what I can tell, it's at a local high. Excuse me, it's at a local low. Trade opportunity at local low. Wow. My earphones just started playing music out of nowhere. Alright, now we're good. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so trade opportunity there. Trade opportunity by calls on Monday, Tuesday. No, by calls on Monday. Monday the 1st. Sell on Tuesday the 2nd, or Friday the 4th. All right, another trade I'll be doing, I'll be buying some puts around a high on the 15th or 16th in the morning. And then I'm going to sell those. Very likely sell those on Friday the 18th. There's also another trade opportunity in there. On Wednesday the 17th, there's another trade opportunity. And there's so much volatility on the 18th. It's likely that I sell. Okay. Well, I'm going to be playing both sides of the market for sure on the 18th. So it looks like I'll be buying puts and selling puts towards the end of the week. I likely will also buy calls at some point, either um, the 17th, possibly. I'll be buying calls in there somewhere, but I'm not going to write that one down just because it's too vague. Okay, yeah, so 18th. Another looks like a day trade opportunity on the 21st. And then another opportunity to cash in okay, so on the 18th, trade number 4. On the 18th, buy puts. And then on the 22nd, actually on the 21st, sell those puts. We have 3 local lows, 3 to 5 local lows on Tuesday the 22nd, a local high, and 1 trade opportunity. So the trade opportunity is on Monday the 21st. There's a fake out, and then there's a sharp decline due to something global. The trade opportunity on the 22nd is going to be after we drop sharply to meet a support level that we then do bullish rotation along. We also have a sideways S on both the 18th and the 22nd correlated, and then the 24th, big move to the upside, bumping along resistance as we go. Yeah, it's there's more decline on the 28th. Okay, so it looks like I'll buy calls on the 22nd. Excuse me, I'll buy calls on the 22nd, and then sell them on the 25th. Matter of fact, on the 15th, we could just have a full retracement of the 14th. There's 2 things that the art card could be saying. it could be both as well, is a big move canceled out by another big move in the opposite direction, or it's a big move canceling out a big move higher on Tuesday, canceling out a big move lower on the Monday the 14th. So we'll see as we get closer there. But that's it, guys. I got 5 trades that I'll be looking at in more detail as I do the dailies, and I'll update you guys as we go. I'm interested to see how everything turns out for this February, guys. January we killed it. December we killed it. I mean, we've been killing it for a few months now. People are starting to catch on. So I appreciate people spreading the word there, guys. Really awesome. And if you haven't, guys, do me a favor. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button or the like, or share it with your friends. And also, guys, you can check out a bunch of stuff that we do on the actual website, tarotfortraders.com. You can see like card interpretations that are specific to trading, financial charts, and that sort of thing. More of an explanation on SO meta-analysis. There's all sorts of stuff in there, guys. I highly recommend it. It's all free. And with that said, guys, we got a couple of days left for January. Hopefully you've been following along, and I hope you benefit from this information for the February overview, because these have been killing it. All right, guys, take care and blessings.